Don't mind the mess. Sweet. Alright, let's get this stuff inside. Oh my god, it's a fish day. Aquarium wizardry. That is amazing. Yeah, let's get this stuff inside. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and get this unboxed. This probably isn't the normal way I unbox things. You're more likely to see me unbox something on my living room floor, because that's the first place I put stuff once I get it, once I get a shipment received, because that's the closest place. And then the door literally right off my living room leads to my fish room, which is where we're at right now. Now I just opened up a 10-gallon right up here, put a betta in another 10-gallon with some mystery snails basically, so she can enjoy that space. I did that because this aquarium is a bit more aged, and that tank is cycled, and with 8 Parkinsoni rainbows, if they're going in a 10, which is all I have available at the moment that I feel safe putting them in, she's doing her little thing there, which is all I feel safe putting them in, just because there's so many. I want an aged aquarium versus a newly cycled one. The aged one will be able to handle a little bit more load. So anyways, let's go ahead and open this. Now I'm not as cool as Bob. I don't have a fancy knife. I do have a razor blade, so I am pretty precise in my videos. So anyways, let's go ahead and get this opened. Now it is still nighttime in my fish room, so I do have like a fluorescent light on me right now, which I don't know how well you're going to be able to see. Hopefully pretty good. But anyways, the unveiling, this is so funny because I literally watched Bob pack this yesterday. So the next day, that's that's pretty cool. One day you see your fish get put in a box, then that's there on your doorstep. So, I kind of get to see everyone is doing good. 1, 2, 3, 4 wiggling bodies. 1, 2, 3, 4 wiggling bodies. So, I'm just going to tuck this down. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take their temp with my infrared, because they're in cordon bags. I'm just going to let them acclimate to room temperature, and I'll go ahead and I'll grab you guys. I'll take you in for a closer look. Alright, so get you out of my 55-gallon. That's where you were in. And yeah, we can take a close look. Bob, you did a good job. I knew everything would go well. We can take a quick temp. I don't want to scare them too much. They're at 75 degrees now, so that's, I mean, if that's not ideal, I mean. And then the tank that they're going to go in is 77. I'll show you. Where are we at? 78. Let me get in the tank. 78. So they've got to warm up a little bit. I'm not going to, if it was like 1 degree, I'd go ahead and do it. I can feel the difference between, and 3 degrees on my hand, so I'm not going to do that to their body. I'm also going to go ahead and close that, kind of let them think it is nighttime again, because I want them to be calm. Oh, their light just came on. Their light comes on a lot earlier and it stays on later because I want algae to grow in there to feed them. I'm trying to grow a hair algae. It should probably inoculate it though. But Anyways, we'll just let them sit here for a little while, and then I will get them unbagged, and I'll put them in the tank. Alright, you guys, these aren't warming up fast enough for me, so I've got a little trick I want to share with you to either warm your cordon breather bags or cool your cordon breather bags off before you put them in your tanks. Alright, so I've got some very hot water, not very hot, hot out of the tap water. So that's 110. That's pretty dang hot. That might be too hot. All I'm going to do is just place it just a little bit on it. So just like that. Now that's like a heater. Just like in your aquarium, you have a small surface area that's hotter than the rest of the aquarium, and slowly it's going to bring it up to temp. I've only got to raise that temp like 2 more degrees. It's already on the rise. We can actually see it. Hopefully that didn't rise that fast. I probably just like hit it near it. Okay, that raised it up about a degree, or no, well, it was 76.5, so 0.4 degrees in a few seconds. 10 seconds maybe, something like that. And now we're kind of cooling back down, so that does work. And I've done ice packs before. You just set like the corner of the bag. Really, you just want a small little part of the bag touching. So like ideally, like that would be enough. But because I've got 2, I'll set it kind of on the side. And I don't want to touch too much of the bag. I want oxygen to still be able to transfer. 79. Now what I'm probably taking the temp of is the outside of the bag, more so than the water on the inside. So I can remove that. And as that, you'll see it's dropping. That's most likely the outside of the bag cooling back down. So I'm gonna leave it there for a minute, and that should bring them up to temp. Now in this tank, I'm still at 78 degrees, so I want them to be at least 77, just to kind of, you know, not do too much to them. Fish can take, you know, probably 3 to 5 degrees. 10 degrees I would not suggest that you do, but I mean, they're probably good. This is just kind of how I do it, because I have the infrared, which just is like, I'm gonna say $30. It's a well-worthy investment, because you can just take a temperature like this. Now, what I learned from Dwayne Kitchell, for those of you who do not have an infrared, so if you have a floating thermometer like this one, what you can do is hold your floating thermometer basically in it, and if you can, really press it down in the water so it can gauge the temperature of it. Of course, you don't want to put your finger on there. It's going to take your finger's temperature too. But if you could wedge it in, I'd say just like that, and leave it there for a few minutes. That's going to give you an accurate temperature as well. It's not going to be as accurate as the infrared. Do take note that these can be off by a degree or a couple points. They will vary one to another. But what this is really telling you, it's giving you a range. So they're, if it says 75, they're either between, let's say, 73 and 76, or 73 and 78. They're in that range. I'd say they're only, you know, 1 to 3 degrees out of range normally, but they will vary a degree and a couple points between infrareds. So they're at 77 there. So they're getting warmer. And then I'm at 78. Say 78. Okay, 78. They're at 77. We're good to go. We're going to go ahead and move forward. That did work. It got him up a little bit. And then that probably wasn't in there long enough. Alright, so we're going to do a plop and drop. here is the first bag. Oh my god. Calm down, guys, please. You're gonna be fine. And oh man, this rubber band. Oh, okay, it gets off easy. But this second one, man, it's gonna be too hard. I'm just going to cut the rubber band. Okay, I can't cut the rubber band with a razor blade. Where did you buy your rubber bands? Alright. So, those are just, oh my god, I can see the Parkinsoni fin. I love the Parkinsoni fins. It's just, they're so gorgeous. Alright, so, plop and drop. Everybody's out, and then always cup your hands like you're holding a butterfly, especially if your tank is like above your head that you're putting them into. Oh my god. Oh, rainbow fever. I have rainbow fever right now. Like, I'm serious. I think I just found love. Thank you, Bob. Really, really appreciate it. Alright, so, man, I want more of these in like, oh god, like 3 months? What, like 4 more at least in like 2 months, I think. I want 20 of these in that 100 gallon. Maybe more. And it'd be so cool to have just one. Then I would want to turn that 100 gallon into a biotype, which the 100 gallon is going to be their tank. I've decided the 100 is going to be a rainbow tank because it's one of the few tanks I'm actually trying to escape and I enjoy looking at. It's kind of there just for me to enjoy, while a lot of my tanks are kind of worker tanks. Not to say that I'm not gonna like attempt to breed these guys with like basically everything that I have inside of me. I'm absolutely going to be breeding these. And probably like the first 20 that I breed will be from me. But, anyways, let's get this second bag plopped and dropped. And a friend of mine, say a friend, another YouTuber recently had said, he doesn't like to call it the plop and drop. He likes to call it temp and tank. And that's Dan's fish room. I'll link him. He's a really smart guy. I think he's fairly new to YouTube. I don't think he's passed like a couple hundred subscribers yet. Check him out when you're done here, because he's really knowledgeable, and he took the time to answer a lengthy question of mine on his comment section, which I always appreciate. It's a great way to learn by, through other people taking the time. So anyways, we'll go ahead and tank and or temp and tank these guys. So go ahead and release that. And that made a big mess. Alright. Come on, I want everybody cup into my hand. And 4, 6, 7, 8. Oh my god. What do I have? That might be a sneaker male. 1, 2, 3, 4 males for sure. 1, 2, 3. Definitely 3 females, possibly. I think that's a sneaker male there, like Bob had said. Just because of the fins, maybe I'm wrong. Definitely 3 females, so I mean, I can breed them. Eventually I'll probably try and get more females. Bob never asked, but if he wanted to give me like all the females, I would have been like, yeah, you can give me 6 females and 2 males, totally. People look at me like I'm weird because I don't want the color. It's not that I don't want the color, I want the females so I can breed them. So anyways, let's get you guys off my 55 gallon, and here they are. So they're young, so they're not quite colored up. But look at those fins. Look at that one there. You can see that color. It's starting to come. So that's a female dead center, another female. Those are my 3 females. That's a male on the right, and I think what Bob was calling possibly a sneaker male on the left. It'll just be one of those things we gotta wait and see. Alright, so we did just get them in the tank. There's a couple other things I want to do. They're looking amazing. Really, really are. I'm counting 3 females and then 5 males. So that's, I think, right there is either that little dude right there is either a male or female. I think it's a male because the color on it. It could be a female. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. It's one of those things we're just gonna have to wait and see. No, I think it's that one that's my male. That might be my sneaker male. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe, I don't know. Well, we'll have to see. I'm either 50-50 ratio or I have a sneaker male. So what I want to do now is, and this is something I do for all my new tanks, at least new setups. When I set up another tank, I go over here and I rob water lettuce, and this is just a polyipterous tank. I had a black ghost knife in there and a bristle nose. They're no longer in there. So it's just a poly, and he's actually going to be rehomed today to a friend on Facebook. What I like to do is I like to throw water lettuce in. So all tanks get plants, and they can absorb any heavy metals, any toxins. If I'm late to the game to catch a pneumonia spike or something, let's say I'm late or I'm out at work and something goes wrong, maybe I accidentally overfed and I didn't catch it, something went wrong. The plants are my safety net. And another thing I like about floating plants, especially for new arrivals, is they're going to help to deter jumping. So once we get a good cover on this, they're going to help to deter jumping. Now, I do the same thing. These are my killifish. These are my low killifish. And I recently took out a lot of water lettuce, but that's about how much I left in, because I did this yesterday. But you can see I left enough in to basically cover the top. And that's just to deter jumping. It's to make them feel somewhat secure. They don't feel like anything's above them. And it also deters jumping because there's so much above them. No. I'm not food. Go. Go. Come on. This way. This way. Go that way. Go that way. You're bad. Go. Come on, chicken. 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 Good chicken. There you go. What are you doing? Hey, no. Don't tell me you're the one that's doing that. Get out of it. Leave that alone. You're gonna ruin everything that's in a pot, huh? Yeah, don't you do it. Don't you do that. In my time. Do that. Bad chicken. Alright, so basically what I'm doing, obviously need to wipe that off. Any better? Yeah, much better. So basically what I'm doing is getting this dirted. This is going to be a basically heavily planted pond this summer. And I'll give you like a back shot. So that's where it's at, and I'm having a hard time seeing the screen, so don't know what you guys can really see, but those are going to be like the little pillars to hold up my shade cloth. So we're middle of the day, like 4 o'clock, and that's how much sun it's getting. I want it to have basically 100% shade, like these little tubs over here, which are probably going to become 2 IBC totes there and there. But for now, that'll work. So I can get basically this built. This is the goal, the main goal, getting this built. And then I'll also have 2 more like half IBC totes like that over there. And you can see that gets a lot more sun than I want. I want 100% shade. When we're in the hundreds here in Texas, these totes will hit 100. So I've got to do things to ensure that they stay under 90. Like ideally, I would like to keep them 85 and below. So this is going to be kind of like a test to see what I can do. And a few of those things that I've got set up. So I do have that fan that'll mount there and basically blow across the top. I've got another fan I'm probably going to mount again, either right here or right there to continue that blowing across the top. And I may even get more in depth into that. I may do some little waterfalls out of them, and depending on, you know, if I just have big totes, I could possibly come up and have water spraying basically out and back in, and that right there will help with evaporation, evaporative cooling. They'll all have air stones. So one of my biggest concerns, as you can tell, is going to be the heat. So for this guy, besides all that heat and all that worry stuff, we're getting it dirted now, and I'm just using a topsoil. So a blend of premium organic ingredients, inoculated with beneficial microbes. So yeah, I'm just putting a thin layer of this in there, and that's going to be basically my dirt. That's going to have my nitrogen, my phosphorus, my potassium, and then a few micro and trace elements as well. Now this is going to be, this is this is what I use for my DIY root tabs, and I'm not there yet to give it to you guys because I still got to do more experiments. I need to get my shrimp on it before I can tell you it's safe. It doesn't have copper, but it has iron, magnesium, molybdenum, manganese, zinc, boron. A lot of trace and micros are in that stuff, and I'm going to throw a good amount of that into there. And that mixture will just get capped with some sand that I've got over here. So we'll use some of this stuff here, that, and then possibly even some pea pebbles mixed into it. So anyways, I'm gonna get that done real quick, and then I'll show you what it looks like once I've got it finished. Alright guys, so the pond is cleared up, filled up. It only took me basically one fill, and basically, you know, I'd filled it, emptied it, and basically I'm refilling it now. So it didn't take a whole lot. So it definitely paid to, I did this twice because I put a bunch of dirty sand in, which is down there now. So it definitely paid to put clean sand in versus used sand that was, you know, basically dumped in my yard from a couple tanks ago. But yeah, I'm just gonna let this kind of settle. It's a little bit cloudy, but I'm sure that's just because of all the sand and stuff in there, kicking up a little bit of dust. So I'm just gonna let this settle for a few days, get some aeration in it, and I'll get a sponge filter in it. And basically that one's being checked for leaks because I had to silicone that little lid on. You can probably go ahead and turn that water off. I already have it dechlored. So basically I'm just checking this for leaks to see if it has any. I don't think it does. I might do the same, probably not. I'm not sure if I'm going to put dirt in that. To be honest, I'll probably, haven't decided. I might put like a small amount of dirt and then cap it with sand as well, but it might not need it, to be honest. I might just go floating plants. So I'm just not sure yet. I do know I'm gonna have two more of those IBC totes right here and right here. I think I can get 1, 2, maybe even 3 in there, and then I think I can get 2 over there. I'm pretty sure I can get 2 over there, and then 2 more in here. And I'll show you what I've got for this little hoop house now. I've just thrown some wood onto it to kind of stabilize it, attached it to the tree so it's not super shaky, which is just, it's going to be shaky if it gets really bad, you know, really bad windstorm. And I'll be sure to basically puncture holes into this, this is just like a cloth weed mat, and I like this stuff. It's pretty darn strong. It lasts for years, and that's like the professional grade stuff. And I'm just going to use that, and I'll be sure to puncture, you know, holes every 3 to 2 foot in it. Just kind of like a 2 by 2 pattern of holes, so that when it does blow and it does get really windy, that doesn't become a sail and just, you know, take the full force of the wind. I want that to basically be able to breathe very, very well, so that it doesn't take any force of the wind, and it's just there to block light and those type of wind. I'll also be taking these vines up here, and I'll be basically tying those onto the structure as well, so that those can give me a more natural type of shade block. And I mean, we're June now, like the first week of June basically, so basically I can tie all that stuff onto it now and train it, and by the end of the summer I probably won't need the shade cloth, but that will create enough shade for me. And I do have this massive tree, but that's why I decided to go under here, because I already have a lot of natural shade. I just wanted to add to that shade and basically, you know, create a shaded enough environment for these. So anyways, what I'm doing now, and we're kind of in it now, it's kind of, I do feel like I'm almost inside something. Once I get the shade cloth up, I'll definitely feel like it, but this may even turn into aquaponics, who knows. Basically, I'm just, you know, driving in a stake here. I'm gonna put this piece of PVC on, so I'm using PVC and then like 1x4s. It's like the lightest wood and the lightest building material possible. It's not important that it's structurally strong, it's just important that it stays up and does its job. And using PVC to build stuff can be very good at that if you just need a light structure. So I'm driving this stake in, I'll put this piece of PVC over it, and that'll give me a little bit more support this way so it doesn't shake as much, because I've got the support over here on that tree that kind of keeps it from moving a whole lot over here. I don't have anything over there, so on that side it'll kind of move around a lot, and I just want to eliminate as much of that as possible to create a very sturdy basically kind of frame. But that's, you know, I'm connected to the fence there, and then every individual, you know, this is 1/2-inch PVC, by the way, is also connected to the fence. So that's kind of, you know, the original design. And I'm probably also going to have a herb garden in here as well. Hopefully that will kind of insulate, if I can just put a bunch of herbs around the ponds, that will somewhat insulate the actual ponds themselves, because them being open, well, you do want, it's either you want airflow or you want insulation. So I'll have to decide which is best, to have airflow on all sides including the top, or insulation on the top, or excuse me, insulation on the sides and airflow only on the top. I'll have to figure out what works best. I know that them being above ground means that they're going to basically take on the temperature of what's above ground, which is, you know, going to be warm this summer. So basically we'll have to test it and see. And I'm probably going to make some type of overflow right here as well, so that my fish don't decide to overflow out. I'll definitely be putting some type of mulch right there, just otherwise it'll become a muddy mess like it is now. So anyways, that's the update for now. I'll show you guys when I get done for the day. Alright, so I'm calling it a day for today. This is what I've got done. I'm going to flip the camera around for you guys. Alright, so I'm going to do a pan for you. Basically, this is like my gate. It's a huge mess. Fan number 1, fan number 2, air pump that's going to power everything out here. Fan number 2, fan number 3, and there is a good bit of airflow through here. They're all basically pushing in the same direction. Hopefully I get like a good tunnel effect, but that'll eventually be one tote. That'll eventually be one tote, holding like 100 gallons each. For now, that's what they're doing till I move this project along. So those are there. That is pond number 1 with a little DIY filter. Pond number 2, and that kind of gives you the little view down what is going to be the little shaded tote area. That's just like Daphnia in there. And then we can go over here, got some planters, and I think I like the idea of planters because it might add to the insulation. But I think I might put like some small little pots of just like, these are chives, and then this is some type of like pineapple basil, or it is pineapple, it's not pineapple thyme because thyme doesn't grow in this shape. I forget, but it's got a really good fruity tone to it. That's the only reason I got it, because I generally don't cook with certain types of you know, seasonings and herbs. I think is what I'm tired. Obviously, I'm probably dehydrated, but definitely need to grab a couple more bottles of water. But yeah, so I like it, so it stays. Blueberry's gonna have to stay in the shade all summer if it wants to survive. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab some aged water from those tanks over there, or totes, and get them put in here, basically to kind of give this, you know, an aged aquarium water thing, so it's not all, you know, basically so potent. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you found it interesting. Hope you found it fun. I also do want to follow this up with like a short apology to all of my subscribers and all of my new subscribers, old subscribers, considering subscribers, and Bob for basically not uploading this video, the unboxing of his rainbows, for like a week or something. I think it's been 8 or 9 days. And yeah, just ran into some technical difficulties. It's kind of a regular thing for me where it happens. And I just got a little bit too busy, so I didn't upload anything. If that kind of happens, just take it as I'm working really hard in the fish room and in a few other places. So generally, it means there might not be a video for a week or two, but once the videos start coming back, there might be some pretty interesting ones, because generally I've gotten some pretty fun stuff done that I can share with you guys. So anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely hit that subscribe button and comment down below. Let me know what you think about the video, what you think about the fish room and my fish. If you have any cool ideas or tips for me, I would definitely appreciate it as well. So anyways guys, thank you, have a good one.